Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica with Memory Box Candle Co. And I make videos all about making and selling candles. And currently the footage that you are seeing is me in Target. Target is a place, of course, we all love Target, but I decided to go into Target to look for a couple of different things. So mainly I wanted some kind of photography props, and I'm also looking for items that I can use on my table at vendor events. So I decided to go over to the home goods section of Target, and I was actually just there the day before, and I went over to this section to specifically look for this tray that was sitting right there in that empty spot, but it looks like somebody else grabbed it yesterday, so I was a little bummed out. I honestly was like, oh dang, that's where I wanted to go. I don't know where to go now. So I decided to just look through this whole home goods section of Target, and I did want to show you what it looked like when I first walked in. So this was the area of Target that's kind of like the dollar area. It's like these were $3 for this glass set of bottles, and I really wanted to use these for my photo shoot. I had an idea of what I wanted to use for them. And then I went over to this section right here. Now, this was something that I purchased the day before, and I didn't realize I was kind of just looking at, I didn't open it up and really take a look at the photos. I thought it was three long pieces of white wood, but it wasn't. They were broken up into smaller pieces. These are actually for shelves, so you can hang them up. But I was thinking that if I put them on my table, I'd be able to put my candles, my tester candles, so that when people come up to my table to smell the candles, they are a little bit raised up. Because I realized that looking at my tables that it was very flat, and I really wanted to start adding some height. So I found this down at the bottom and I liked it, but I also thought maybe my candles wouldn't really pop because it was such a dark color. And then I found this and thought, hey, this might actually work really well. And I kind of looked around. As you can see, it's pretty empty with what they have to choose from, and I decided just to go with that because it was longer than all the other ones, and it's white, it has the wood in the middle, and I actually used it at my last vendor event that we did on Friday, and I love the look of it. So I'm really glad that I ended up going with that, but I just try to think out of the box with something that I could use in order to raise up my candles. And then I came over to this section, and I really liked the look of this little platter right here, and then the one with the glass over it. And I tried to think of ideas of something that I could do that would be like a cute little setup. I really wanted to put some tea lights in an empty jar and show what my candles look like burning at night, but the tea lights definitely were not strong enough for that. And then I came over to this section. Of course, there's so many wood items, and I found this area down here that had these gray bowls, and I thought it would be perfect for my Saturday morning cartoons photo shoot because it was something different than just a white bowl. So the first time I did the Saturday morning cartoons photo shoot, I just used a white bowl, but I wanted something that had a little bit of either texture or color to it, and I kind of looked around and thought that these gray bowls would do really well with that. And then I went down this other aisle after grabbing this basket because I grabbed another one of these baskets the day before, and I wanted to use it to add in more product at different areas of my table. And then I just decided to kind of look around to see if there was anything else I was interested in. To be honest, Target is not necessarily the cheapest place to be getting this kind of stuff. So don't think that you have to go to Target to get this because it is not what you would call cheap. I've never thought of Target as being cheap. So here, by the way, I was actually talking in this video, but I realized that the background music, I was probably going to get copyrighted, so I decided just to do a voiceover instead, but I just kind of wanted to go through and explain what I was doing. And straight ahead right there, you can see little teacups and coffee cups, and I actually ended up going over there after this section and grabbing some of it. And I also found this. Now, this I ended up getting, and this I actually just wanted another space to put some more of my tester candles, and I ended up putting my seasonal scents on this. So I was able to fit 8 candles on that long white and wood piece that I got in my cart right there. I'm able to fit 8 of my candles from the Nostalgia collection. And then I was able to fit a couple of candles onto that little marbled tray thing. And I just wanted something different to be able to have in place and not have everything super crowded.
All right, hey everyone. So I just got done at Target, and to be honest, I didn't think that I was only going to go to Target today. I went to Home Goods, TJ Maxx, and Target yesterday, but I decided to go back to Target because I had that return to do. And also I wanted to get a couple more items for a little photo shoot today. And I am just about ready to head over to my dad's house because I actually took all of my photography stuff over to his house because he has more space and lighting coming in the house. And I just figured it would be easier to do my photo shoots over there than to try to make it work in my small apartment with the lighting and all that stuff. So we're gonna go over there, see if we can do a cute photo shoot today. I definitely want to recreate the Saturday morning cartoons. Dang it. I forgot cereal. I have to go back. 1 second. All right, now we can go home. Got the cereal. Now we're gonna go home, try to set up this photo shoot, see what we can do. Again, I definitely wanna do the Saturday morning cartoon cereal photo shoot. I'm gonna try to do a coffee photo shoot with Malibu Coffee Shop. And yeah, we're just gonna have fun with it. So heading to my dad's right now. All right, so I just got back to my dad's house. I have all the stuff right here ready to go. I have my camera, and I'm going to be setting up my phone on my tripod right here, my phone tripod, and how I used to take all of my videos, because that seems to be the best way to where I can kind of show you how I'm actually doing the photo shoot and everything while I'm doing it, because I don't have two cameras, so my phone has to be my second camera today. But I'm going to flip the screen around and show you the replica studio and all the boards that I'm going to be using. So this is what the replica studio is. I had put this all together, and it makes it to where you're able to turn it around and adjust it, and you can move it with the wheels. It's very, very incredibly convenient. I am trying to place this where I want to put it to where it's gonna have the best lighting for being in the living room right now. But essentially I'm just going to set up my phone, show you kind of the process of how I go about taking photos and styling, and I don't even know how I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna do it together and just have fun with it.
All right, so the first photo shoot that I wanted to do was the Saturday morning cartoons one, and I just decided to get all the props ready. So I filled up the bowl with Fruit Loops, and then I took this little milk bottle and I poured some almond milk in it. And I honestly didn't know how full to fill it. I didn't know if I should put the cap on. And I know that with photography, there is no really right or wrong with it. And you'll see throughout this entire process, I'm really going to be showing you guys the full photo shoot of everything, of all the little adjustments that I make. And every time I change things up, whether it's just the color of the Fruit Loop or moving something an inch to the left, or you can kind of see how I change things around. So what I've learned with product photography is that you're never going to just place your items there and get a perfect shot the first time. There is so many adjustments that are going to come into play, and you're going to want some stuff arranged based on what it looks like when you take the photo. So what it looks like right there is actually much different than what it looks like through my camera lens. So what my iPhone is showing all of you right now is, of course, just a completely different angle. So that's why things are being moved in different ways. So I decided just to have the candle lit the whole time, just because I really love the way that the candle looks like when it's lit. I decided to add in that little teacup or coffee mug or whatever those things are called, and I really didn't like it, so I know I ended up moving that around. But I played around with different greenery. I added that little plate underneath the milk to give it some height. And I really just tried to move things around as much as possible. That's mainly my goal, and what I've, again, learned with product photos is just moving things around a bunch. And I decided to actually switch one of the photography boards over to the subway tile to see what it would look like by using that as a backdrop. And honestly, having this little replica studio and being able to just remove it like that and put it back in and not have to deal with the little corner things on the side, oh my gosh, it made it so much easier. And if you are wondering, I do have the one of the white boards right there on the left-hand side. The reason why I did that is because the light is coming from the right, and I wanted to make sure that the shadows on the left-hand side wasn't too dark. Essentially, it acts as a bounce board, so it's bouncing the light from the right-hand side back onto the left-hand side of your products. So that just makes it to where it's not super dark on the left, because I personally don't like that in my photos. I think it's because, especially with this kind of photo, I want it to be light and bright and fun. And after I took some of those photos, I decided to change it back, try not to spill the milk over, and I changed it to kind of have a fun pink and blue setup. And I was trying to do a corner shot over here. And I'm not sure, thinking back at the photos, I kind of have to look back to see if I actually liked any of them. But I really wanted to try to do a corner shot, but without having any of the white right there to bounce off of. I think that a lot of the pink was bouncing off of everything more. So I was just trying to play around with it. As you can see, I brought over one of my larger candles to try to get some photos there. And also, if you see any movement in the background, it's my dad's dogs. I see them a little bit every now and then. Brody stayed home at the apartment because he would have been absolutely losing his mind throughout this whole thing. So I was only here for a couple hours, but my dad's dogs are a lot more mellow. But basically, I was just moving around the studio, I was moving the boards, I was moving the props, and it really is just all about consistently moving things, seeing what you like. I put the lid on to see if I like that, and I think actually I ended up liking that better than having the candle lit. And the height of these jars versus my tins made a huge difference. And now I'm actually getting set up for the Malibu coffee photo shoot. So this was the very first time I've ever purchased coffee beans before. Also, I should have grabbed a funnel for my apartment, but I honestly didn't know that I was going to be thinking about doing this. Well, maybe I did. I just didn't realize to bring the funnel. But all of these beans were going to be spilled anyways later on. So I decided to grab this book, and you'll see in a moment, I ended up not going with it because I didn't like the way that it looked with everything. It just didn't work when I was going through the camera lens and looking at it. I didn't like the way that it was set up, and maybe it was just my composition of everything. Also, I thought it was funny. I left that bag of beans in there because I'm like, well, maybe I can add it in there if I don't show that it's a Starbucks thing. I don't know. It smelled really good though while I was doing that. I don't drink coffee, but I like the smell of it, so it was kind of nice. And then I decided actually to get rid of the book and then grab this little wooden spatula spoon holding thing device, and I loved it. I loved having it in the background, and I loved just adding the greenery in the composition and moving things around little by little. So just looking through the lens, seeing what I like. I added that up to give it some height. And yeah, I just really liked adding that in. And then especially I loved putting the candle on top of it and have everything else in the background. As soon as I did that, I just went, oh my gosh, I love this. It was probably one of my favorite things that I've done with product photography so far, is this whole little setup right here. And then soon I'm going to spill a little bit of the beans back there all around. I changed up the greenery to add something different. I just constantly wanted to be changing things around just to see what I like and what I didn't like, because I never know what I'm actually gonna like until I actually look through the lens. And with this little eucalyptus plant that I have right there, I moved it around in a couple different places. As you can see, I'm trying to put the beans all over the place just to see what I like, because I didn't know if I liked having the beans on that little wooden thing with the candle, if I wanted some more, you know, in the front, in the back. That honestly is the hardest thing for me, and that's kind of what I've had trouble with the Fruit Loops too, is I didn't know what was too much and what was too little. So I was constantly playing around with it and moving around everything. So moving around the eucalyptus plant in the background. I had to be cognizant of the beans because the beans are very dark. And I had found that when I had the plant behind the beans, it was just kind of more of like a dark mesh of everything back there. And yeah, so essentially I just did the same thing with this photo shoot that I did with the Saturday morning cartoons, and just kind of looking through everything through the lens, seeing what I like, moving things around. And also, I do want to mention in this video that Replica Surfaces, they reached out to me to become an affiliate. Super freaking excited because I love their products. And they sent me the Replica Studio for free. They didn't ask for me to do anything, film a video or anything like that, but with my photography videos, it's just going to be in my videos. But I've purchased all of my boards with my own money, so I wanted to throw that in there as well. I understand and know that it's very expensive, but with the flexibility of it and with the way that I'm able to set everything up, it is so worth it. And I had a blast doing this photo shoot. It was so much fun, and I hope you can see how much fun I had, because it was seriously so much fun. All right, and that is it for the photo shoot for today. I think I have ran out of light. In the space that I am at, I can tell that the sun is starting to head that way, so the lighting is starting to get a little bit more dim. But I got the 2 photo shoots done that I wanted to do. It was so much fun. I'm so excited. And I am so thankful to Replica Surfaces for sending me this studio. I can't even like express how much I freaking love this thing. Like, and it's funny because I was actually going to buy it the next month. So I was actually going to buy it next month. And then they reached out to me to become an affiliate, and I had no idea that they were going to send this to me as well. So super excited. Thank you so much. It is like, it's amazing. I love this thing. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the process of how I go about doing a photo shoot and how long it really does take to change things up. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at Erica Marie Morris, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.